control. Fearless warriors in the fray, flame of freedom bright as day. Cut through noise, clear the gray. Ace report, we're here to stay. They can't silence what we say. We're the voice of the USA. Stand your ground, make them pay. Ace report leads the way. Hanging low, Ace reports truth, let it blow. Shout it loud, every show, truth in the news they can't control. They can't silence what we say. We're the voice of the USA. Stand your ground, make them pay. Ace report leads the way. Leads the way, leads the way. Here we go.
Goes through your mind when you see this? You're here, you're now seeing it up close.
It's not only seeing it, Alex, you can smell it. You can feel it, right? So it's seeing it with our eyes, and many people have seen it. You all are covering it. But to literally be on the ground here, you can smell the smoke that was here. You can feel the toxicity, frankly, of the environment. You can feel the energy of all of the folks who are still here on the ground.
Whoa. What goes through your mind when you see this?
That's intense. You can still smell that smoke that once was there. I don't know about you guys. I think we dodged a bullet with that one. Holy moly. Kamala. I got my Franzia. And I can still smell the demons of the California wildfires. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's report. Got a lot to go through today. Holy smokes. Including Dan Bongino, FBI. What? Are you kidding me? Man, we all had hopes and dreams, and we're starting to see a lot of them come. What do you think, guys? Were the last 8 years worth it? I sure think so. This is amazing. We got so much to talk about, all the winning going on. So we're going to get to it in a second. But first, I got to say hey to some peeps in here. Troy, man, at Cudget Computers fighting for numero uno. Troy gets it by a hair. Hobbs, what's going on? Dave R. Toe Cramp, the one, what to do? Pedro Rod, Danny Gigal. Scott Volkovich, John Cottrell, Pedro is the place. Cindy Lou, Agent Orange, BN Pro, So Now What, Big B. The Gulf of Ace. I like it, Tucker. I like it. Alice Fordham, Backcracker, Troy Man, Lyrical, what's going on? Boogie One, oh man, Fro Girl. The backstory on my intro song, I found a program I could make stuff with. That's all I got to tell you. It's not, AI is an amazing thing. Shogun, what's up? Alan says, where am I going to get my news with Dan Bongino going? Ow, Alan, ow, I'm hurt. What am I doing? All right, I quit. I'm out. Fine, Alan. How are your way? All right, I can't do that to you guys. I'm back. Alan, come on. What do you mean? I'm the Dan Bongino replacement. It's here. Where are you going to get your news without Dan Bongino? Come on, man. Are you serious? I got to give you some crap. You've been my number one supporter. Lyrical, you can smell it. That's right. The toxicity is her. Strayhorn, what's up? Left's got to try harder not to suck. Oh, we got some polling on that as well. Mark R says, like, subscribe, hit it. You beautiful people. Last night, I wasn't hard enough on you guys. We didn't hit 100 likes before the end of the show, so we got to hit it. We got to hit the 100 likes tonight. So, guys, take that second hit the like right now. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to be in the chat, you got to be subscribed. The best community on YouTube is in this chat. Don't miss it. This place is amazing. That was like a kick to the balls. That's right, Toe. I mean, what am I even here for? What am I here for? What am I? Come on. He covers news before me. Oh, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Brett says, I don't know what Joy Reid's complaining about. She can work in television. Has always worked for a being rape stunt double. Mission Possible 8's coming up, Joy. Mission Possible 8's coming up, you know. All right, let's start with the headliner of tonight. We got to talk about this Dan Bongino stuff because this is just epic. All right, Dan Bongino wrote last night, thank you, Mr. President. Attorney General Bondi and Director Patel. Great news for law enforcement. This is Donald Trump, the man, the legend. A man of incredible love and passion for our country has been named next Deputy Director of the FBI by the man who will be the best director ever in Kash Patel. Dan has a master's degree in psychology from CUNY and an MBA from Penn State. He was a member of the New York Police Department, which I did not know that. Highly respected special agent with the United States Secret Service, and is now one of the most successful podcasters in the country. Almost as successful as the Ace Report. I'm waiting for the laughs on that one. Something he's willing and prepared to give up in order to serve. Working with our great new U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi and Director Patel, fairness, justice, law, and order will be brought back to America. And quickly, congratulations, Dan. I love it. Absolutely huge. I know a lot of people were disappointed when he was not appointed to be the new director of the Secret Service. But listen, I think Trump knows exactly what he's doing, putting him in the places. And this is where he's going to help bring about more justice this way, guys. Secret Service is awesome. But the Secret Service isn't going on investigations and weeding out the enemies of the state. Listen to this clip by the man Bongino himself, and it's going to tell you a little bit of what we can look forward to.
Particularly good mood today. If you only knew. Give me that House on Fire song. It's one of his old songs. This guy's on fire, just like the Bailey. House on fire. He is on fire, Schiff. 100% success rate of failing. Why is Adam Schiff so worried? Folks, I strongly encourage you to go back and take another look.
Why is Adam Schiff so worried? I don't know. I wonder why.
Today at the Russia collusion hoax. I know it's a story that's old and a lot of people want to move on. I'm going to be straight with you. I don't want to move on. We had the FBI in conjunction with the Department of Justice, officials in Congress, foreign governments, and intel people fabricate a story, invent a story that could have caused and done serious long-term harm to international relations with a nuclear-powered foe. It's kind of a big freaking deal. I'm not letting it go. And you listen to me. This is going to be very important in the coming days. I'm not letting this go. I want to find out what happened because it can never happen again. Not to a Democrat, not to a Republican, not to a Libertarian, not to any United States citizen. You do not get to alter or try to change the course of electoral politics by fabricating a story, hijacking the justice system then to give the patina of truth to a fake story. You don't get to do that. Why do I bring that up now? Because who is the ringmaster of that circus? Yes, Adam Schiff. And no, I'm not letting it go.
Boom. Boom. I'm not letting it go, Adam. He's a serious man. This is going to get really fun really fast. Kash Patel and now Bongino, the head of our top law enforcement in the country. Are you kidding me? I don't know about you guys, but I think the last 8 years were worth it. Let's ask everybody in the chat. Last 8 years worth it for all of this winning. You guys let me know what you think. Brett says, welcome in. Hit the like and subscribe. Absolutely. Adam Schiff might want to move on from Russia collusion. There's a lot of people won't let him get away with it. It's coming, baby. It's coming. It's coming. He's making mean Joe DeVoe look like Mikey on the Life cereal commercials. I love it. Yeah, you think Adam Schiff's scared? Check this out. Adam Schiff allegedly defecated on himself at an event in support of Ukraine where he was slated to speak. Upon hearing Dan Bongino was appointed as deputy director of the FBI, Schiff was discreetly escorted out of the room by a member of his staff and did not return. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm guessing no, but it sure is fun to believe it could be, right? I sure think so. And yeah, I think, by the way, I'm going to make an announcement that I will be stepping in for Dan Bongino on his show, taking over. No, I wish I could bring all you guys with me and we could take over the world, but we're going to miss Dan. Dan's got a great show, but man, he is going to rock America and all these corrupt guys. It's awesome. This is so awesome. Trump is bringing people in who've been in the government but out of the government, and they know how it works. They know where the bodies are buried, and they're not scared because they haven't been running for office for all this time. This is getting so fun. Patriots are in control. He's literally putting all these crazy people, and I mean crazy in a good way, crazy like foxes, into power positions who have not been afraid for the last 8 years to be calling it like it is. We've been called conspiracy theorists. We've been called crazy. We've been called misinformation, disinformation, all this nonsense. And now we are in charge. It's basically like an extension. If you've been watching this show and a fan of this show, you're a fan of all this. And our guys are now in charge. I mean, this is the wildest thing we've ever seen. This has never happened before. This has never happened since the beginning of our republic. When Washington came in, Jefferson, all these first couple of presidents, because those first couple of presidents had overseen a revolution. They'd led a revolution. They'd been a band of miscreants, a band of felons, according to the Crown of England. They were rebels. They were fugitives. They were militia, whatever you want to call it. All these bad names, stuff that they label now to be negative. That's how our country was founded. And since that day, even Lincoln didn't bring in people like this. Lincoln he had an awesome cabinet. It's well documented. But it's politicians and generals and nothing wrong with that. Men of honor at that time. But now we are doing something that has not been done since the early days of the Republic, which is bringing in actual people who want justice first, country first. This is amazing, guys. We are living through the best history. Johnny Strayhorn says the pardons for all J6 committee is only for J6 related offenses. So Shifty Shift's not pardoned for other stuff. I think they might have been blanket pardoned back to 2014, but I could be wrong. Mark Ards would like, subscribe, share. We're at 49. We can move that up real quick. Brett says Adam will be the new spokesman for Depends and Oops, I Crap My Pants and Dial Soap on a Rope. Where do you come up with this stuff, man? Corey Jones. Goodbye, Joy Reid. Go Braves. Go Braves. Well, I said it. I don't have to agree with it. Hit the like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Johnny Strayhorn, it feels like we could actually see justice. Amen. Actually, this is the beginning. Ask yourself this. Why would Trump put these men into positions of power if justice was not a part of the plan? What else is there to gain? This is not popular. Sure, the base likes it, but he didn't need it. The base already loves everything he's doing. His approval number among the base didn't move 0.1% from this. It didn't move at all. It's already stout. Yeah, this fires us up a little bit more, but there's nothing else to gain. The mainstream media hates it. The liberals hate it. This is not being, there's no approval on the other side for this. A podcast host who is former, just been involved in the government and now spouts conspiracy theories, had to move to Rumble to do the show. You make this guy in charge? Are you kidding me? Why? There's only one reason why, and that is justice is on the table. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because Trump has nothing to gain from this. Nothing, except Dan Bongino is a patriot, cares about his country, knows where the bodies are buried, and is unafraid to go after them. This is what it's coming, guys. I mean, we just started. Come Out 7 says Lincoln was no saint. Listen, Lincoln did a lot of hard things that a lot of people don't like and are questionable. You can judge him from this part of history. I agree with you. I'm not pretending anybody's perfect, but I think Lincoln saved our republic. So it's still a great president, whether he's a saint or not. Kilvy, what's going on? Country Computers with the 10 Ace Report memberships. Love it. Thank you, sir. Albert, Simple Moses, Daniel Crawford, Tyler, Junior Gonzalez, and Cantrix, and Bruce Banner Jr. and TA. What is up? Welcome to the memberships, guys. $3 a month is all I ask for members' lives, Discord access. You can give more if you want to support the show. You can do super chats, whatever. There are ways to support the show, but if you want to just do the bare minimum and still get major bonuses, jump in and become a part of this community. This community is amazing. The sharing of news, guys, my research has just gotten better and better because now I have people sharing stuff with me all the time. We are a community, and my show will always be about the community. And if you really want to get the full benefit of the community, think about joining. And if you've been gifted, think about joining so that you don't lose it after your month. So thank you guys for that. And Country, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. I'm sure everybody will greatly appreciate it. Toe Cramp says Hegseth going to Gitmo tomorrow. Interesting. Johnny says Fauci pardon goes back to 2014, not the J6 committee. Interesting. I didn't know that. Can Dan investigate SEC and stock settlement? 100% he can. In fact, the FBI is in charge of enforcing the criminal side of the markets. And on top of that, our man Ham has actually met Dan Bongino and been confirmed that Dan Bongino has received a lot of the fraud stuff on the SEC and the markets from the past several years, MMTLP, GTII, Finger, you name it. So I do think that is all part of the plan as soon as they can get around to it. Adam's dead meat. Lincoln governor's arrested in the North for sedition against fighting the South succession. I know. I told you. He was. I didn't say he was perfect. Shogun says, you don't have the power. I'm sorry, sir. You can earn it, though. Agent Orange, just when you think Trump's adding to the A team, we get Dan. I know. It gets better every stinking day. And you want to know how scared these people are? Well, let's listen to this from Benny Johnson's show.
You maybe give us a closer in perspective as to what the subversion is happening inside of the building right now. I mean, it's obviously you're going to have like an antibody reaction to somebody
Absolutely.
like Cash.
I'll give you a big one that I heard recently, which was already passed on, is that there are FBI servers that are sort of standalone, and people inside the FBI have been working night and day to destroy files on these servers. And I was told that once these files are destroyed, the way they are set up, that even Elon Musk could not restore them.
Working night and day to delete evidence. They're trying to get rid of stuff from the Epstein files. These are FBI agents and people within the FBI agency who are trying to get away and hide stuff from Cash Patel and Bongino. Now, I have hope that for everything that might be deleted, there's much more preserved. There are still some patriots in the FBI, believe it or not. And the Doge team let's just put it this way. If we gotta, if it's about the tech bros being able to find something on a hard drive versus the FBI's ability to hide it, I much more trust that the tech bros will know where to find this stuff. And so I'm not actually that worried about it, but it is important to note this is going on. And again, it is just proof of their fear. A government, a democratic government like we have, Democratic Republic government, this should never, ever happen. Our record should always be pushed on from one to the next, one administration to the next, because it's all one country. And so when they go this far, you wonder, who are they protecting?
So that's happening right now as we speak. That's happening with Kash Patel being the director. It was happening before he got there. And so that subversion, like I said, started immediately. And it's only going to continue. These people, here's another example. I was told last week, right out of the gates, Kash Patel came out and said 1,500 people, 500, you're going to Alabama. You're still going to be headquarters personnel. You're going to Alabama. 1,000 of you, you're going out to the field. He said this long before the election, even, that he said if he was in charge, he would say, let cops be cops. And so go out and be cops. Already people are saying, we are not going to comply with that. We are going to make it seem as if we transferred. We're going to do what they call, quote unquote, paper transfers. And we're not going to obey these lawful orders.
So absolutely wild. We're seeing this kind of stuff in the USA. It's a very just a humbling time, but I don't worry. Again, I'm excited for what's coming. I think they're already in there. Kash has been there 3 days. I don't think this gets very far. I think, though, we're going to start seeing some real wild, transparent craziness soon. And I'm all here for it. I think it's taken this long to get the people ready for what's about to be revealed. We needed these, so in the poll, out of 65 votes, 95% of people say it was worth it for all this winning. I would say that is a huge majority. For the 4% who say no, I don't know what you're missing, but that's okay. God bless you. You are clearly a very small minority, and maybe you had a really tough 8 years beyond the rest of us. And in that case, I feel for you. But the fact is, this never happens if Trump didn't have such a hard first term where they went after him and undercut him at every single opportunity. This never happens if Trump gets back into office in 2021 with Mike Pence at his side, Bill Barr, all these rhinos, all these swamp creatures that he still just didn't know. There's no way in hell we get Kash Patel at the FBI, Dan Bongino at the FBI. It doesn't happen. We don't get RFK, HHS, Tulsi Gabbard. This stuff doesn't happen. JD Vance. There is no legacy left after Trump if he stayed in. And listen, when Trump didn't get in 2021, it was one of the most insanely confusing, infuriating moments of my life. And dealing with the last, especially that first year and a half, where we were hoping for something to come out that would overturn the election, or, just hoping against hope that there would be enough evidence, or Supreme Court would overturn something and reinstall Trump. And then I knew several people who were just like, this is so bad, the military is going to come in, and which I never really bought, unless, say, something like World War III was about to really start. But around 2 years ago, I started realizing, you know what? There were so many things Biden could not get done that I started realizing maybe, just maybe, it's better this way. Maybe it's better. People are waking up. This administration is an embarrassment. Yes, they're doing lots of terrible things. They're also not able to get done some of the worst things. And it just kept going and going. The Supreme Court was getting all these amazing things struck down time after time again on Biden's watch, which made it even better victories because Trump couldn't get blamed in the moment. It didn't hurt his presidency. And so it just became more and more apparent. And now that we're here and that Trump is actually like supercharged Trump on steroids with this team he's built, I just, every day gets better. Every day convinces me more and more that it was all worth it because we never would have gotten anything like this before. Not at all. So this is just incredible, incredible stuff. I'm not going to litigate Lincoln, guys. I love you guys. The chat, it's just not something I can get into tonight, but I do appreciate it. Maybe on a members live, we can really go deep into Lincoln sometime. That would be kind of fun. See, Zach says it. He says, as much as I love the winning, the last 8 years was not worth it. Cost of living is too hard. Housing ridiculous. Food still crazy. Car prices. All true, Zach. All true. What if I were to tell you that the housing, all the prices, a lot of that might not have been much different if Trump had stayed in? Yes, inflation would not be as bad because they wouldn't have passed the Inflation Reduction Act, all the stupid stuff Biden passed that made it worse. But the system was still rotten. Even if Trump had been in, system is still rotten and had to fail. So this was always going to happen one way or the other. Now, if Trump had stayed in, maybe he allows the system to crash because they're not pumping it full. And so maybe we're already on the other side of that and the economy is improving. Maybe it's all possible. But with all the swamp creatures he was carrying with him and holding on to him, I don't think so. And so the truth is that maybe prices would be a little bit better right now, but we wouldn't be getting the long-lasting change we need. So just think about that when you remember when you think through all this. Not all of that, even though a lot of it is Biden's fault, and he definitely made it worse. Not all of it's his fault because some of it was started way before him, and I don't know if Trump would have been able to fix it with the team he had in place at the time. I just don't know. And I can also tell you that the entire Republican Party is now MAGA and ready for major change. And I don't know if that ever happens if Trump had not had those 4 years off. Because in the 4 years away, people got to realize how much better things were with him. He became more popular, more endearing. He fired up the base more. And in the process of those 4 years with him gone, the Republican Party completely became a MAGA party. And now it's not even a debate. There's the Republicans who are still in the party and not MAGA. They've lost so much power. They're just kind of there. So I don't know if we would have seen that if he didn't get in. Danny says, maybe I missed it. How long will the Epstein client list sit on Bonnie's desk? It didn't sound like it's going to be very long, but who knows? Who knows? Mike Mitchell says, your brother called you today. He's DOD. You got the email. You have a good story to tell. Really? Mike, do you want to call in? If you got a great story, man, I'd love to have you call in. I can, can you DM me on X? Bongino, I got that. I got the Dan Crenshaw thing. Don't worry. We'll get there. Only 52% of Americans believe the Dems left the border open. Well, none of the Democrats will actually admit that. So, Dan, your husband got the email. The boss has instructed him not to answer it. That's interesting. A lot of people there. A lot of people there with that. That's interesting. I think it is God's perfect timing. I really do. Figa says, I said the same thing to my family about 6 months into Biden's term. I said, maybe a blessing in disguise since America will see what's going on. Interesting. Alan says, inflation would still have happened. I agree. It definitely would have. I agree with you on the market crash. Let's get to 100 likes. Thank you, Mark. I believe we can do this. I do. We got another 500 billion coming in from Apple. So much winning. Fauci's passport renewal rejected by the State Department. Are you serious? Where is that news? That's wild. Zach says, I make 6 figures on a single income, struggle more than most due to being single. I'm a single income myself, Zach. I get it. I do. I do. It is not easy. I have 6 kids. Trust me. I know it's hard. But we struggled, but the struggle made me better as a man. It forced me to be more resourceful. It forced me to dig deeper and grow. And now I get to use that just like Trump gets to use his break to get better now as things are going to improve. I wish Rush was here too. He would love it so much. Brett says, could you imagine our 4 years of Gary Gensler defect to the North Pole? Okay, Mike. Yeah, hit me up on Discord and I will give you a number to call into. And I'd love you to share your story before we go on to the rest of the news because I want to hear this. So, in case you guys don't know what Mike's talking about, he is referring to these emails I talked about last night that went out to all the employees about, name your 5 things that you're doing this week. And if you can't name them, you'll get let go of. So, yeah, Mike, hit me up on Discord. I have it open right now. So as soon as you either PM me or whatever, we'll figure it out. And I'd love to get your story because this is, yeah, okay. I haven't seen anything from you yet. So let me know. Alan with the 5 memberships. Let me move on while I'm waiting on Mike. We got some more fun stuff. We got some fun stuff tonight. I'm excited for it. Alan with 5 memberships. Who's in? Ted Williams, Perry Cooper. Thank you, sir. That's awesome. Brett said there's a story. Young kid saying there's jobs in Virginia. Again, guys, if you want to join the membership, Alan, thank you so much, man. Your support is humbling. If you want to join the membership, it's $3 a month for members' lives, Discord access. It gets a lot of fun. So, Cindy Lou, well, I want to expect you to be a better man. So, and that's okay. I'm okay with this. Let's, so Joy Reid was let go yesterday, and I just want to celebrate along with Megyn Kelly here, as this is just, it's too funny to see how everybody's treating this.
The big news tonight will be Joy Reid's final show on MSNBC. Single tear, white woman tears happening right here, Joy. She was officially fired over the weekend because she's a racist, horrible news anchor with no ratings. And that's really been the truth for a long time. MSNBC's under new management, and I guess they decided to come to grips with reality. The truth is, this is very sad news for us, as she's provided so much material over the years. I feel the way I felt when Brian Stelter got fired, but he came back, and you never know. I'm sure Joy Reid will wind up doing something where we will continue to get to respond to her absolutely insane POV. The big news tonight will be Joy Reid's final.
Everybody knows what a hack this woman does. I mean, if you ever doubted it, I mean, let's just have a little more fun at Joy Reid's expense.
There's a thing about both white vigilantism and white tears, particularly male white tears. Really white tears in general, because that's what Karens are, right? They Karen out, and then as soon as they get caught, it's like green waterworks. White men can get away with that too, and it has the same effect.
My show had value, and that I'm sorry, that that what I was doing had value, and in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV.
There's a thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know it's not I'm not being a good person right now, but you know what? When somebody is as awful as this woman, after all this time, and her baldy locks, her wigs, and her nastiness, it's like for somebody who hates white women so much, she sure likes to make her hair look like a white woman. But just watching her cry after all this, it's just the most amazing thing. And so, you know what? I don't have anything else to add to that. Just that it's so nice to have her gone. It's so nice. And to have her gone the way it went down is just, it's just the best. It really is. There's not even fake joy. She's the opposite of joy. She's hate. This woman is so hateful and despicable. and she deserves I mean, everything that came to her, the embarrassment, all of this. It's just it's so amazing to see. I think Mike wrote me real quick. I want to share his story. All right, he's not done yet. So I'm gonna let South Park clip, please. Oh, you mean the tears? I don't know if I have it ready. Dang it. That's an oversight. My bad. I'll have it ready next time. I promise. I promise. So this wasn't crazy enough. All right. It's like the world is just so crazy right now. And speaking of like rhino Republicans and everything, here's Dan Crenshaw caught on a hot mic today about Tucker Carlson.
Have you ever met Tucker?
Wow. Really, Dan? Tell us how you really feel. Are you serious right now? I mean, this man I'm actually going to pull that off because there might be kids who check in. This man is, they call him Baby McCain. Total hack, total warmonger. He's just the worst. And for him to go out and say that on a hot mic, it's like, Dan, come on. You know what the world's watching. The world, MAGA loves Tucker. You really think you were going to get away with that? I mean, are you serious? Like, how stupid are these people now? But this is just more fact that we own these people. We do, because they get exposed so sticking fast. It's just, you guys. And so this is, I mean, his day is just getting worse. Marjorie Taylor Greene said, "Did you threaten to kill my friend?" He says, "LOL, no." And he gets fact checked with the community note. Dan Crenshaw stated he would kill Tucker Carlson on video. We own these people. It's the best. This is the best time to be alive. The media is dying. They cannot cover for these people anymore. These politicians cannot get away with their lies anymore. There's so much winning. I love it. I love it so much. I'm just giddy tonight. Can you feel it? I'm just having fun. There's so much winning tonight. There wasn't like crazy bombshell news today. There's just a lot of little stuff that's just adding up to the winning. And nothing, like, few things are more fun than seeing somebody like Dan Crenshaw getting busted on tape. I mean, he's awful. I agree with you, Butters. I love Texas. I was there for 9 years. I partial Texan. And Texas definitely deserves better. Let me read here what Mike just sent me. His story about these emails that went out from Elon. He says, so the admiral waited for everyone to come into the office. He told no one to answer any emails. He told everyone to not effing log on to their computer until he answered the email. He pretty much told the HR service to F off. No one but command answered that particular email. 1, all email replies are not encrypted. 2, they can't talk about classified products. He said the admiral was more pissed than he'd ever seen him. That was a consensus among all of them, coming from a place that does very classified stuff. So just another story of what's going on. But I also know that the DOD, thank you for sending that, Mike. The DOD is a lot of it is actually exempted from Elon's order to get fired. But do any of us care about these people? Like, I feel bad. There's some individual basis where I'm like, there might be a good person who got their job. They thought it was going to be the job of they've been wanting. They finally are set up with a government job and pension and benefits, and they're stoked, and they are actually going to do a good job. And now they're being let go. That sucks. I get it. Individual basis sucks. But how few of those are going to be in the overall scheme of things? I mean, if you just want an example of how, when was the last time you went to the DMV and the workers there were awesome? I'll wait. It's going to be a while. I mean, most government workers, there's a reason there's a stigma about them because it's mostly true. There was a woman who did a video the other day who said 20% of us do 80% of the work. And she just went on, and it got even worse with the remote work. And look, in some instances, remote work's great. I personally love being hybrid. I do. I'm not hybrid right now, but when I was, I loved it. Okay. I actually was very productive. You can do it, but it takes a lot of trust and you do lose something. So don't get me wrong. There are nuances to a lot of this. However, our government is known for inefficiency, and one of the reasons is the employees because they are brought in. So nowadays, a lot of them were like DEI hires. They're brought in and they're just given this lump sum of money. Their salaries, the average government salary is 120,000. In the regular world, it's 65K. So they're given a salary that's double ours. They're given benefits that are not taken out of their checks, most of them. Okay. They're these massive, they get all these holidays off, they get vacation, they get health care, they are loaded. Okay. It's a cush job, be a government employee. You get your pension. I mean, it's a good deal. It's a good freaking deal. And yet most of these people don't do much of anything. And the government always is hiring, bringing in more people. And so some people have barely anything to do. One of my favorite shows, it's so hilarious, is Parks and Recreation. That show does a great job of showing just how like just a couple people do the work and the rest of them don't. And they're all just there. And on top of that, the public sector unions make it really difficult to fire these people unless it's coming from the president. So anyways, that whole thing's going on. And I just don't think America's crying tears over it. The people, I really don't think we are. And they are trying so hard to get us to care, but it's just not sticking. In fact, the latest polling came out today, and well, let's just say the media, not a big fan. We have the new polls absolutely devastating Democrats. Doge is extremely popular by huge margins. Let's take a look at this. We have, do you believe the current level of U.S. federal government debt is sustainable or unsustainable? 67% unsustainable. Do you think we should move in the budget or a direction of balancing the budget? 83% said yes. Let's see. Do you think that, where's the Doge part? Do you support or oppose the goal of cutting $1 trillion of government expenditures? 69% say yes. Do you think there should be a U.S. government agency focused on efficiency initiatives? 72% say yes. Do you think the so-called Department of Government Efficiency led by Elon Musk is helping making major cuts in government expenditures or not? 60% say yes. This is a poll that nobody can ignore. Nobody can ignore. This is huge. And this is Harvard Harris. Harvard Harris is not known to be a right-wing poll. It is can slant left, but it's also generally very respected by the media and everything because it's one of the old school polls and it has a lot of money behind it. So they tend to do a decent enough good job. But when they say it, these are not people who want to get these numbers. So you can bet that the numbers are probably even 2 to 5% higher, which means Americans, they're not sad for you getting your email. They aren't, but I'm glad, Mike sent us that thing saying they're so pissed. I'm glad. Let them get mad. Let them get mad. It's good. It's good for government employees to be a little uncomfortable. Private sector employees, we got to be uncomfortable all the time. If the company's not doing well, if our boss is mad, whatever, we got to be uncomfortable. And you just learn to live with it. It's part of being a grown-up. But this idea of having a cush job you never have to worry about losing, that shouldn't exist. It just shouldn't exist because it doesn't give you an incentive. Not that you should feel like in fear all the time, but you should feel that responsibility to perform, to work well. And our government hasn't had that in a long time. Alan Krentz, you sent money to the Crenshaw campaign? You don't have to admit that on here, man. I want to, you really don't have to do that. Brett says in an instant world, DMV will still take 36 and a half minutes. They'll find a way. They will find a way. Alan says they figured it out in Iowa. Well, that's good, but that's a very red state, so that's probably part of the reason. Mike says he understands your brother. You told your brother is trying to get people didn't reply as possible ways. Your brother understood, but still put severe risk to answer that email. I know, but the DOD was exempted if they were classified stuff. They were told to meet with their people. So, it's when you move this fast, there's going to be messes, and that's okay. I like the messes we're having right now. They are good messes to have. Roger says he works for a federal agency. The local office is full of DEI hires, and it's exasperating to work with them. There you go. Johnny says deregulation eliminates a lot of BS government work. 100%. 100%. Candace, it's okay. We're still going. Big JR, what's up? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Okay, let's keep going. Speaking of, let's talk about approval, disapproval. Latest poll from Quinnipiac, a left-wing pollster that was awful in the election has the Democrats at 21% approval. My friends, this doesn't happen. The Democrats, even at their worst, have always been, even at their worst, mid to high 40s. Why? Because they have a base that never turned on them, and they have a media that always made them look like the good guys, even when they were losing and sucking. Yes, that's Walmart Obama. It's dollar store Obama, Brett. Get it straight. Dollar Tree Obama, Jeffries. Obama with a lisp. Mithel, Mike, Big Mike, come over here. They have never been more unpopular. Ever. It's not even close. And it's tanking. They don't have leadership. Nobody cares. And these men are coming, and women are coming out and trying to tell us that what Trump's not doing is popular, that what Doge is doing isn't popular, Elon's not popular. And meanwhile, 1 out of 5 Americans approves of them. Get the blep out of here. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And it's so embarrassing that I'm really grateful we have people like Pete Hegseth showing us exactly how you're supposed to treat the media.
Underqualified retired lieutenant general to be the next chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
I'm gonna choose to reject your unqualified question. Who's next?
And that's all. That's it. It's that easy. He gets asked a stupid question and he rejects it for being unqualified. And that's, my friend, we've never had this before. We've never had men and women on our side who are not afraid of the media before. And it is changing everything. Trump is demolishing it, and his people are doing the exact same thing. This is why their lies don't work anymore. It used to be that the Republicans always felt like they needed the media to at least empathize with them, or at least we're going to use the media to reach the people. So they play ball with the media, with all these stupid reporters, columnists, people with their shows, the talking heads. They play ball with them and play nice. So they'd get invited on the shows and they'd say, we'll communicate our message. And that's why we'll play ball, because we're at least getting out there. And Trump and the team realizes now you don't even have to play ball. You'll still get the attention. Social media has made it that they don't get to gatekeep anymore. And now we get to treat them exactly as they deserve to be treated. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm not going to answer your unqualified questions. It's fantastic. It's Timu Obama. Probably is. He's probably made in China. Brett says, housekeeping. Please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you, Brett. And if you want to support the channel, please consider becoming a member. $3 a month, get in the members' lives and the Discord. Become part of the community. Or leave a super chat, whatever you want to do. I appreciate it, guys. Your support helps me keep showing up every stinking night. Drew, you need Cali Chad Bianco for government. I don't know who that is. I'll have to look into him. Cindy says, when my husband retired in 2014 after 40 years, he was level GS-14 in the government. His job was out of DC. He worked remotely from home. He insisted on having an office at our local VA. I love that. Still staying close to the people. That's great. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Alan says, all it is, the Democrats are trying to cover their tracks and money laundering for their own pockets. Well, that's been going on a long time, but I think those days are ending. Real quick, let's hit some bullet point wins that we've been having today. Trump going after the Keystone Pipeline again that Biden canceled on day one. This massive deal that was going to make oil cheaper for us and Canada. Massive deal, going to be thousands of jobs, tens of thousands of jobs, all in place. Biden canceled it on day one with an executive order. And Trump is, I think when he says stuff like this, the reason he didn't do it day one, he got to make sure, it probably talked to the companies, make sure this could still happen, still have a deal in place. And then he announces today, our country's doing really well. And today I was just thinking, the company building the Keystone XL pipeline, viciously jettisoned by the incompetent Biden administration, should come back to America and get it built now. I know they were treated very badly, but Trump administration is different. Easy approvals, almost immediate start. If not them, perhaps another pipeline company. We want the Keystone Pipeline built. Amen. Let's do it. Let's do it. Today I went to get some gas after dropping my kids off on my way to work. 20 cents cheaper. Oil's already starting to go down. Came out of nowhere. Cheapest gas I've seen in 3 years, 4 years. And now moves like this are going to be big stinking deals. Trump is already bringing the prices down, whether they admit it or not. It's happening, and I'm starting to see it. Even though it's going to take a while on the food, it's going to take a while on the housing, all that. But if he gets oil down, everything else will start moving fast. Speaking of more winning, officially today we got Vivek announcing he's running for Ohio governor. That is huge. Personally, I would have preferred him to be a senator for 6 years, but you know what? He's young. He can start as Ohio governor. He could easily move from Ohio governor to becoming Ohio senator. I think Vivek's going to be around for a long time. And so even just more big wins there. A couple of interesting things I wanted to share real quick here. Let's see here. Yeah, so here we go. We have Katie Hobbs. This scandal is starting to erupt with her. And I think this could unravel election fraud in our country if this starts with her. She's an easy target because not only did Arizona pull some shenanigans in 2020, in 2022 against Kari Lake, there were more shenanigans. And even this year, it got really interesting. Let me just say, when Trump carried the state so heavily, and yet we lost a Senate seat there, that doesn't seem right. No, does it? No, it does not. And so Katie Hobbs, it says Arizona scandal rocks Governor Hobbs. Corruption probe intensifies. Arizona's Democrat governor chaos faces escalating scrutiny as a new investigation into bribery and racketeering allegations gains traction. The probe, led by Arizona Auditor General's office in Maricopa County, follows 24 probe by Attorney General Chris Mays into Sunshine Residential Homes' alleged pay-to-play scheme. Donated $400,000 to Hobbs and Dems. Many see this as proof of longstanding Democratic corruption, especially amid reports of $339 million vanishing under Hobbs' budget oversight. Wow. Pretty crazy. I think this is the beginning of justice. This is a governor. We see a governor go down. What else is coming? More governors, senators, House people. I told you guys about Tom Cotton last night. Yes, even Republicans. So are you guys ready? I mean, it's already starting. It's already starting. Let's see. What was this? Sorry, in the chat. Canuck85 asks, where's Matt Gaetz going to land? X rumors say Cash going to tap him as special prosecutor. You know what? I can't say. Gaetz is very happy right now being a media personality, and he also hates Washington, D.C. So I don't know if he'd be interested, to be honest. But that being said, Gaetz is young, and I think his career in politics still has a long way to go. So it really could happen. But I'll have to wait and see on that one. I would not trust rumors until we see it really come through. Let's see. Chat. Fake Trump impersonator confront Alec Baldwin. I did. I wasn't sure I was going to play it, but now people are asking. I guess I could pull that one up. Let me run through a couple quick things first, and then we'll watch Alec Baldwin because it's pretty, it's pretty great. Tucker's show today. I highly recommend listening to it. A lot about the gold being transferred from UK, other places back to America. Why? What is the importance of gold right now? Just an excellent podcast, and so I'm plugging it because I want you guys to check that out if you have questions about what's going on with the gold in our country. We have Speaker Johnson out there saying that Doge has got inside federal agencies with new algorithms crawling through spending transactions. So not only are they cleaning up and looking about all the old stuff, he's also monitoring all the transactions going on right now. So this is really good. Johnson says Elon's cracked the code. He's now inside the agencies, create algorithms constantly crawling through the data. And as he told me in his office, data doesn't lie. He's in the middle. He's in the belly of the beast. We're going to soon have a accounting of all of our spending, which is just, again, this is the kind of stuff that I have dreamed about and wondered why it couldn't happen my entire life, my entire adult life. And I have voted Republican since I could vote, which my first election I could vote was 2022 midterms. And even before that, I followed stuff because my dad was heavily involved in politically. And I just always wanted, as a Rush baby, I just always wanted our government to get control of itself, to make sense. And every time when Bush got in, it was like there was hope. And then he turned out to be terrible. And Bush's second term, we thought maybe this time because he got a majority. Nope, still nothing. And then it was just excuse after excuse after excuse. And they just never went after it. Democrats don't even try. They didn't even look at government inefficiency, except to just make it bigger. Their idea was always throw more money, more people at it. And obviously we know why now. Thank you, USAID. But the point is that I lived our whole lives with excuses. And even Trump's first term, which those excuses I could see were legit. I didn't blame him, but I definitely blame the Republicans for less getting done than should have been done. What we're seeing now is literally everything I've voted for and hoped for my entire life as a voting adult. And I imagine a lot of you are older than me, feel the exact same way. Because even Reagan, God bless him, in many ways, great president, even he didn't have the cojones or the opportunity or the team to do what Trump's getting done now. And it's the best. Megyn Kelly could be special prosecutor. Thoughts? I don't think she'd do it, but I do think she'd be great. I really like Megyn Kelly more and more every day. Roger says, I think all blue states would turn red if we had honest elections. I don't know about all, but significantly more. Significantly more. I think there might be 3 to 7 states that stay blue. But you know what wouldn't be blue is California. And I can say that pretty confidently. Okay. Let's watch. Brett says, housekeeping. Hit the like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Consider joining and supporting the channel as well. Alan says, ask all members here, get on Milligan Kelly's YouTube, ask her to run for Senate in her state, Connecticut. She will run if, yeah, she might. I've been hearing stuff. That would be awesome. Megan Kelly's great. Talk about somebody who is intellectually honest enough to realize she was on the wrong side of things and then woke up. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Jim says DJT didn't know he could trust his first term. You're 100% right. He thought he could trust the Republican Party. He didn't realize how bad they were. He knew the Democrats were rotten. He had no idea how bad it was on the Republican side. And that, so he had to learn. He had to learn the hard way. So, all right, let's watch this because it is hilarious.
Alec, it's your favorite president. Look, Alec, I will offer you a total pardon because I want to be friends, right? I want to be friends. I will give you a total pardon for murdering that woman if you kiss the ring. Kiss the ring, Alec. Kiss the big, beautiful ring. Come on, Alec. Come on. Look at Alec Baldwin, right? He did that impersonation of me. It was not too hot, not too good. But look, we're back in office. You lost. Kamala lost. She's somewhere getting intoxicated. Look at that suitcase. Unbelievable. Well, Alec, if you don't want that pardon for murdering that woman in cold blood.
He's trying so hard to ignore him. And this guy just murdering that woman in cold blood, just up in that ante. It's so funny.
You can call it first degree. You can call it whatever you want, but it was not good. She's looking down on me right now, smiling, happy. Thank you for confronting the man who took me out, who killed me. And that's okay.
God.
Sure.
No, you realize, by the
Whoa.
way. No, look at me. I want you to look at me.
Sure.
You got a camera on me here?
The ring. No, it's the ring.
But you realize my kids live in this building, right? But I want you to know something.
We love the children. We're doing great deals for the children.
I want you to be real careful.
Okay.
If this camera was here, I'd snap your fucking neck in half and break your fucking neck right there. So you know that, don't you?
Okay. All right, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, ladies and gentlemen, class act. Believe me. Believe me.
Real quick, it says this little part. I forgive him as a Christian. That's incredible. I forgive him as a Christian.
Believe me. Okay. Oh, he's yelling at me. I'm a citizen of this. I was born and raised in New York City. I love you, Alec. Alec, look, Alec, you don't want to attack your favorite president, Alec. Look, I love you. I love you, Alec. He's got more balls than De Niro, that I can tell you. De Niro ran away. Alec confronted. That's good. He's strong, but also he's weak because he murdered a woman. So that's okay, right? Look at this guy.
Unbelievable. So funny. Alec Baldwin, man, just so pissed. He did murder somebody. I'm just saying. It's all true. Man, that's so funny. All right. A couple last things I want to end with is we're seeing, whoa, that's not the right one. There it is. Crypto market's been getting crushed today. The regular market was not fun to be in. Stocks today, if you're in one of the stocks we've been in, whether it's Finger, GBUX, DJT, they all got crushed today. We'll see if they turn around. I have no idea what to think at the moment, guys. So please don't ask me, because right now I'm just waiting to get a handle on where we're at. I personally don't even have a good feel for it right now. I do believe long-term, I still believe very much in DJT and Finger. I still believe that there's a chance GBUX could turn around here quick. But short-term, who knows? GBUX could be dead. I don't know. I'm trusting Ham right now, but just to be honest, it's a little scary. And I hope it turns around fast and we get some hope back in that stock. And then Finger and DJT, those I just think are, buy the dip, sell the rip, and then hold for the long run. Because they will have big ones. I eventually believe that. That hasn't changed. But Kobisi Lair says, did liquidity in crypto dry up? Crypto markets have raised $325 billion in market cap since Friday morning. At 5 p.m., they lost $100 billion in 1 hour without major headlines. So what's going on with crypto? I don't know. But if the market's getting really bad, I think we could see a lot more liquidity being pulled out of crypto to pump up the markets. Hedge funds losing a lot of money. They might be pulling from there. So, guys, there was always going to be a correction in crypto. There just really was. So, listen, it does suck. And the stock market is completely, it's always a risk. And as long as the corruption's there until it's fixed, it's going to be extremely risky. I have a lot of hope because Bondi, Patel, Trump, all heavily invested in the stock market, but these things take time. They do. So it's just about, it's just about knowing the risk. And you're basically, unless you know how to move with these stocks, buy the dips, sell the rips type deal, you can make money. I mean, at this point, if you're trading, like nobody, if you're holding and losing, that's kind of rough, but it's also kind of on you at this point because we've been, we should know better at this point. GBUX, even if, it ran, so we all had a chance to make a lot of money. I don't know. It's complicated, but the way I see it, it just sucks. That's what it comes down to. It's like we all want a big freaking win. And because of it, we might sometimes, and this is our own fault, guys, and we all got to be honest about that. It's if we hold too long, it's our fault for not taking profits because we're hoping for something else. And, it's just, it is what it is. But I still have, I don't think Finger or DJT are done by any chance. And GBUX is just confused on right now. But Doge is about to come in. And so that's exciting as well. Roger, see, I just disagree with you, and I'm sorry, but I just do. I don't see anything that's necessarily wrong with what's been going on as far as like the tips on these things. But I understand you can't buy and sell all day, but if you also can't be risky in the stock market, then it's like we just got to buy the stuff that's not risky at all, like Apple or whatever. So, 70% of your holdings are unrealized cap gains. Wow. Alan says in Far East China, people still buying gold at record highs. Holy smokes. There was a story on the SEC today, and this is the kind of thing that just gives me hope for what's going to break out. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Maxine Waters, desperately trying to stop Doge SEC from auditing the organization, was chairwoman of investigation in Robinhood. Waters failed to charge Robinhood for criminal incident and now wants to stop Doge. So a lot of this stuff's coming on. People are waking up. And this is the kind of stuff that just gives me hope. It really does. People are paying attention, calling this stuff out. And Doge is going over there soon. Doge is going over there. We now have Cash and Bongino at the FBI, Pam Bondi at the DOJ. The SEC has been being like pulled into the DOJ. I don't know if you've seen the recent stuff from Trump. He signed an executive order basically pulling the SEC and FINRA under direct to make them directly under the Attorney General's office. So in the DOJ. So this is good news. I mean, stuff is happening. It's just going slower than we want. I know. Well, listen, Ham says, but I love Ham. Okay. I have him on this show. I consider him a personal friend at this point. But when he says something should happen, should means it should. It doesn't mean it will. And the reason there's a big difference between should and will. Should means if it broke open, if they were held accountable, if they got margin called, if they're forced to buy in, it should hit those numbers. And that's something that's hard to disagree with, honestly, with all that's going on. But the problem is it's should. And right now, for some reason, I mean, I think they just haven't gotten around to it yet, but the crooks are still getting away with a lot in the markets. And so this is Bondi has a lot to do. Remember, Pam Bondi got into the DOJ and she said, it's so much worse than what I thought it was going to be. In other words, she came into a crazy mess. She's only been there like 2.5 weeks, guys. She's cleaning up that mess. And yeah, people are clamoring for the Epstein files. They're clamoring for the JFK files. They're clamoring for the SEC. She's one woman in a swamp of DOJ people who were weaponized against President Trump and MAGA and conservatives for a long time, who fought Trump from the inside when he was there. So this has been being built since the Clinton era, since the Obama era. They've been staffing this place with horrible, horrible people. And I'm sorry, it's just it's, I know we all want everything to happen at once, but guys, these are real people that are doing this stuff, not that, they have limits and they can only do so much at a time. And today's week 5. I know a lot's already happened in 5 weeks, but guys, we got a lot of time to get all this done. And I know we all want to get paid. We all want everything to work out. Trust me, I know. But let's just keep taking the wins and the momentum and know that and believe that's going to come to us, because there's no reason at this point. I honestly think you be kind of crazy not to think it will work out this time, because of all we're already seeing. I really think good things are coming. Yeah, Toe Cramp, I agree. It is exciting. And so Bolio, that's why the Epstein list not released yet. I just think she doesn't have the time to give it everything it needs right now. So now it says 2 million counterfeit shares in GBUX. If America's going to be great again, counterfeiting has to end. I agree. Brett says GBUX should have gone up today with positive news because they retired a convertible note last week, but as usual, good news in the stock change. I agree 100%. I mean, look at this. This is bar chart still has GBUX at 100% buy. Now it lost a little strength on the current direction, but everything else says buy. How can a stock that's 100% buy for like 10 days in a row, 2 weeks in a row, not be going up? It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. You know what I mean? JR says the issue we have since GameStop is criminals working overtime to wash trades offshore, hide and not settle. 100%. Hope we get in there and clean all up. Amen. Amen. Roger says understood. He caveats, but this market is very different. It is. You're right, man. It is different because the fraud is different. And I think the people I talk to, whether it's Ham, Pedro, Bam, they can only tell us what should happen. They can't tell us what the criminals will do. Jim says it may take years for DOJ to prosecute somebody. It could. It really could. Listen, this cleanup, I don't think bar chart runs that far behind Toe. I think maybe it's half a day behind or a day behind, but it's not that far. I mean, it's an algorithm. It's an algorithm that gets all these indicators from the charts and just it puts it together. I guarantee you this thing is not, there's way too many stocks. So a person isn't going into all these stocks and changing it. It's got a built-in algorithm that takes the chart information and updates it. So it's not going to be that far behind. I'm not saying bar charts are reliable. I'm not saying it's amazing or anything. I'm not saying it's the best thing ever. I am saying it's an indicator that thousands and thousands of people look at, and it reads the charts and puts together, it spits out something. It's AI basically. And it's spitting out that everybody should be buying this. That's what it says, So this, listen, I think that it's pretty clear this is being shorted down, and there's just not enough buyers interested right now to push back. On top of that, there's the dark pool trades that are hidden. Ham said today his buddy put in a buy for 5,000 shares and never showed up. So I know it's frustrating. I get it, guys. I know it's frustrating, but this stuff takes time. Our swamp is so deep. It is going to take years to clean up all of it. It really is. So this is the point where it comes to, guys, where we have to just trust. And I know that's hard. It's been a hard and long years, but the government right now is all about putting the right people in charge. And if the right people are in charge, we have to trust that the right things will get done. And that's all we have. That's what democracy is, trusting the people you vote for. Well, we got the best people in place that have ever happened in my lifetime. And as far as I know, historically, going back at least 150 years. So, it is pretty crazy. Big JR says trading view has 2 of 3 indicators as buy and 1 neutral. So there you go, based on the chart. So it's not just bar chart. It's not just bar chart. So, Butter says at this point they know a lot less experienced people are in. They try to squeeze us because they made it. Well, here's the deal. On something like GBUX, it's a small time OTC stock that's barely traded 100,000 shares a lot of these times. It's very hard for me to believe that there's like a lot of big people in this, and there's not even a lot of retail in it. They know they got caught. They knew some people were coming in, and somebody's out there, some small timer is making some deals just to get something in here to try to save them. The question is whether they can pull it off or not. And I just don't know. But this is much different than other stocks we've been in. Tokram says we have to do this in order. It's going to take a while, even though they're moving at breakneck speeds. It is. Yeah, absolutely. Drew, I completely agree with you. Drew says, I have faith in the administration. It's still really early. That's right. And think of all they've already done. Think of all they've already done. Jim says, have patience, takes time for attorneys to file complaints. Exactly. So anyways, guys, listen, let's just enjoy the wins. Let's enjoy the wins. Just these last 2 days, we got Dan Bongino at the FBI. We got Doge getting more approval and getting into more stuff. Tomorrow, the House, I think, is going to vote on the reconciliation bill. That could be huge. If it goes through, it could be like a whole lot of Trump's agenda is in that bill. And that's early. That's already only in the second month. I mean, when Joy Reid's gone, we're winning so hard right now. I know it hasn't come to the stock market yet. I know it hasn't come everywhere yet, but we are winning so hard right now. We got to enjoy it, the ride, and we got to stop complaining, but we just got to work. We just got to get to work. And I always told you guys this. The election is literally, it wasn't the end, it was the beginning, because now we're in the work phase. And that's what's happening right now. The work is being done to save our nation. The work is being done to bring us into the golden age. That's what's being done right now. This isn't celebration all the time. We can have fun while we go, but this isn't kick back and go on vacation time and say job well done. This is let's have fun, but also we're kicking butt and taking names right now nonstop. That's what's going on. Yeah, I think peace in Ukraine is going to be announced by the end of this week or into next week. I really do. Butter says, when you think about what Trump endured, hard for me to believe he'll give up on DJT. 100% agree. Michael Tucker says, feels great to be an American again. Better than the 80s. Didn't think that was possible. I love it. See, patriotism's coming back, and it's just the beginning. It really is. Drew, you're right about that. The websites can't account for everything. I completely agree with that. Anyways, guys, let's call it a night because it's getting late and been going long. So please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Just take a second if you didn't do it. Hit that like. It really helps the algorithm. And Dan Bongino show is gone. Where do you think who do you think all those viewers are going to come to? Right here. Let's make it happen. I need the algorithm to recognize it. So like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Share it with your friends. Let's make the Ace Report the new Bongino show. I'll get better. I'll have more guests if I get big. It'll be great. Studio. A man could dream, right? A man could dream. But on that note, and then consider, supporting by joining Members Lives Wednesday nights and Discord always going 24/7. So that's what $3 a month gets you. All right, let's pray and get out of here. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God bless this amazing, amazing community. I love them so much. And it's just so fun to be a part of it and all these people. Thank you for their support. And Father, I just pray a blessing over them and over our country, that the golden age truly gets here, that we don't give up, that we could see hope and joy and all the good things happening every single day, that we focus on the good not on the bad, unless we're focusing on the bad just to make it a target to change. And so be with everybody, Lord, where they need you to be, and in their lives, give them wisdom and direct us going forward, and bless President Trump, his administration, everybody fighting to make America great again right now in this country. In Jesus' name, give them wisdom and strength to carry out what they need to do. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. God bless you guys. Love you all. Have a great night. I'll see y'all. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.